What is up, everyone? How you guys doing? This is Chaos Central and the rule of three with the side of Basco.
Tabasco.
Tabasco. You know, it's not like Tabasco. It's Tabasco. Yes. Well, guys, it has been an interesting couple of weeks since we've been on, and we're going to talk about some of those things tonight. Of course, you guys know the rules. 3 topics, 4 people, and 3 minutes each to talk about it. Then we talk about it as a group. But before we do that, let's talk about everybody on the panel. As usual, we have the people here who are always here. Let's move people around here. I'll put you guys down there. Actually, let's do this. Let's do a little bit of a crisscross.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, that's true. So let's go ahead and talk to Danny first. Danny, tell everybody about yourself and where you can be found, why I tweet this out, and all that fun stuff.
I am Danny Graham, aka Comet Chat. I'm 1/4 of the group that you see here, the Chaotic Crew. Tonight is the rule of 3 with a side of Basco, and we're just going to get into it and try to stimulate your mind and stimulate conversation, and hope that you enjoy what you see and what you hear.
Absolutely.
All right. And up next, Nzo of Biggaford Entertainment. Nzo, tell everybody about yourself and where you can be found.
What up, guys? You know the channel, Biggaford Entertainment. Right now, we're doing the rule of 3. You know, chaos list, chaos conversation. Oh shit!
Are you muted there, Nzo, on your headset or something? We can't hear you.
No, you guys can't hear me.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
I am.
Yeah, Chris can't hear me.
I'll be back.
Yes. So as I said, you guys know, rule of 3 today with a side of Tabasco. Make sure you guys check out the OOC tonight, which will be on after this. Other than that, you know, do appreciate everybody that's on here and comes to support. Thank you guys for showing up. Thanks for having me, Chris, once again.
Well, not a problem. Now that I can hear you, it's great. I couldn't hear you before, so I don't know. Yeah, gotta love technology.
Yeah. Thank you all, Snyder, man. Outstanding job doing the mod.
Yeah, seriously.
Absolutely. The moderator, ostinator, whatever.
Moderator.
Doing a great job as always. We appreciate it very, very much. Oh God, LDG is currently weaponizing his autism. Is that right? You know what? That guy has talked himself out of about 5 billion different scenarios and then talked himself back into it, and yet still claims he's right, because at this point now he's mentioned everything that could possibly happen on that show.
Yep. Pretty much.
All right.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm like, I don't even know if I want to watch the show anymore.
All right, Gaiskar, I can't hear you now.
You can't hear me?
Hell?
You guys can hear me, right?
I can hear you
guys.
Perfect.
All right, so I'm going to go on.
I know. I'm not saying you can't. I got to back out again now. Go ahead and tell everybody about yourself.
You can find me everywhere but my channel. But you can find my gaming clips there. But soon enough, you can find me on the WandaVision Roundtable on Sundays, Mondays on the Chaotic Conversation at 9, Tuesday, Chaos List, Wednesdays now at 9, what we're doing right now. And later on, like Gonzo said, the OOC. So tune in.
All right, really quick. I can hear you now. Danny, speak real quick.
Hello.
No, I can't hear Danny. Nzo.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So what is this? Now I'm gonna refresh and come right back one more time. We're gonna try this again.
That's some polka dot shit going on.
Sound like his microphone might be a bit racist. I don't know.
Yeah, for real, because he can't hear the black guys. Yeah, I completely.
No, you couldn't hear me before.
Danny?
You couldn't hear me before.
Hey, can you hear me, Chris?
Yes, Gaiskar?
Hey.
I can't hear him.
Wow, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
But you can't hear Gaiskar.
All right,
see, it's not a racist.
Gaiskar, do me a favor.
Yeah.
See if it's back out and come back in, or refresh it and come back in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, I swear.
This thing is annoying the frick out of me, man.
I like to teach the world to sing.
I'd like to buy
stream in perfect harmony.
All right.
Hopefully, we'll get it done.
Boom, boom, boom. Couldn't believe, man, I had an easy day. My
Oh,
part 2 job. I was like, yes, thank you.
You had an
All right.
easy day today.
All right.
Yeah, one job. You know, one
Nope.
job goes
You hear
good.
me?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, jeez. Thank God. Oh, with everything that's gone on this past couple days with my internet and stuff, I'm sitting there going like, this is just nice. This is great. Who could ask for more? All right, guys. You know how this goes. 3 topics. We're going to get ready to that. Yes, I'm going to have a meltdown, Yvette. Good to see you, by the way. Thank you for being here. I appreciate all you guys that are here in the chat right now. Make sure you go to my Twitter right here at Chris95150 and retweet my pinned tweet that says we're live. Really help us out. I appreciate that very much. There's the wheel, guys. We're going to spin it right now and see what comes up. Oh, I'm not sharing my sound. Although it's not making any noise. Anyways.
Damn. See, guys, this is what happens when you have LDG mess with your PC or MacBook. Shit always ends up messing up.
No, it's been fine. I think it's more the internet issues, but we'll figure it out. Hey, Flash, how you doing? Let's see here. With the new allegation against Josh Whedon being toxic and hostile coming from Charisma Carpenter and now backed by Sarah Michelle Gellar, do you think there's some truth to Ray Fisher's claims? That is the question.
I have no idea
That
who
into the
those two
chat.
are.
What was that?
I don't know who what her name was.
Charisma Carpenter. She's an actress.
Yeah.
I don't know much more than that, but she's been in some stuff with
the girl that played Buffy.
No, Sarah Michelle Gellar
is.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're both saying that he's been toxic. Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. Who would like to go first?
I'll pull out my butt. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay. No,
All
go
right.
Danny, you first.
You can go.
All right, Danny. 3 minutes.
Ooh,
Time starts now.
we start tap dance because I really don't know a lot about this. There's a saying that whenever there's smoke, there's fire. So I mean, right here it seems to be 2 smoldering, I guess, smoking guns, so to speak, coin the phrase. So maybe there is some truth to what he's saying. I don't know why Ray Fish was so cryptic about it, because if I had the smoking gun, I do believe that I would go ahead and just say what's not there if I had the proof to back it up, instead of kind of playing this little game, unless it's some kind of publicity stunt where he's trying to maximize his time in the spotlight. You know, some people got these strategies, or they're going to milk every little publicity for every little shred of TV time, airtime, streaming time. So I don't know whether it was that or not. What's the old saying? No publicity is bad publicity, or something like that. Something to that effect. So I don't know what Ray Fisher's motive was. I'm hoping that he's telling the truth and not doing a blatant lie. But we hear so many different things in Hollywood about what we see on the screen, what we see behind doors, behind those rooms, backroom deals, and people do crazy stuff. And if you believe anything that you hear from comedians, Cat Williams tells you when he first went to Hollywood, he was a whole different world, because you were used to just seeing what we as regular people see. But once you get into that team, so to speak, or once you make it into that club, and I'm sure there's things that you would never thought would happen, and unfortunately it becomes normal. I don't know anything about Joss Whedon other than what I hear, so I don't know whether or not he is a so-called butthole or not, but I can tell you right now, with the Me Too movement, I hope he has his ducks in a row, because you got 2 females coming out now saying that you this and that, and sometimes perception is the truth, not actually the truth. So if he's perceived and labeled as an individual that can be hard to work with, or is some kind of butthole, or somebody that's hard to work with, or somebody that is racist against people or sexist, then it could definitely ruin his career. So I hadn't read the articles to know exactly what they were saying, what the actual verbiage is, But I can tell you now, perception is a very dangerous thing now in any part of the world or any part of the community, any part of the social ladder, so to speak. So if he's not doing it, he better have ample evidence to back up he's not, because it doesn't take long now to destroy or hurt a career. You're seeing that now in Lucasfilm arena. That's all I got.
Oh, I found out why. Okay, there we go. All right, now we should be able to hear everything. All right, good. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
All right, so 3 minutes is on the board. Time starts now.
I'll be honest. I've been saying that there had to be some little bit of truth to what he was saying, especially when Jason Momoa came out and supported him. But everybody was like, "Oh, they're probably just his friend or whatever," and I get that. But now you're getting more and more accusations about him, and at the end of the day, it's like I can't honestly say like I know that there's some truth to behind it, but these guys haven't worked with Josh Whedon for years because Sarah
Michelle Gellar.
That's it. Worked with him on Buffy. Worked with him on Buffy, right? And how long ago did Buffy come off of the air? I think the other girl was a part of Buffy too. There was a rumor that he made she was on Buffy too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And there was a rumor that like one of them, I can't remember who said it, but actually like saw Josh Whedon making actresses cry and you know what I mean, stuff like that on the set. So if there is some truth to it, what Ray Fisher was saying, this kind of confirms that maybe he's not such a good guy on the set. But at the end of the day, we don't know what kind of pressure this guy is into as well, right? Because when you're high up there in Hollywood, you got to understand you have to stay on top of your game because as quick as you get up there is as quick as you can fall. So I can't always blame someone for being a little bit of an asshole if something's not going right, or you know, maybe an actor or actress isn't doing things the way they want it to be done. But again, you do have to have some sort of respect. You can't push the line. But at the end of the day, how many times have we heard where some of these more powerful guys, directors, producers, or whatever, they take their power and it gets to their head. You know, they go off, they go crazy, they act like they're untouchable, you know? So maybe this is just a way to bring him down a little bit. But at the end of the day, like I said, I think I always thought there was a little bit of truth to what Ray Fisher was saying. Maybe he was exaggerating. Maybe he didn't come out and say everything he should have said, but I always figured there was a little bit of truth to what he was saying. And now some of this just confirms it to me that maybe, like I said, Josh Whedon is a little bit of a prick, man. You know, when you start making people cry on the set and you start belittling the people that are working for you, at the end of the day, it gets to a point where nobody was going to end up wanting to work with you again, you know? So maybe this will bring him down a notch. Who knows? But at the end of the day, these are the type of things that, you know, Hollywood doesn't like to get out, and something like this is getting out about him. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Everybody hear that?
Yes.
Yep.
Woo. So happy. I don't know what was going on.
Things makes the man happy.
Listen, I'm a simple man.
Another man's trash is another man's trash.
That's true.
Damn
Great points,
right.
so there, Nzo. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Gaiskar,
You
3
know,
minutes. Go for it.
there's always speculation. There's always a slight truth to what people say. You know, it's like going back to when someone cracks a joke and goes, "Oh, I'm joking," right? But there's still truth behind it. There has to be some kind of truth, but we're living in a society now that you can't be a dick anymore, not even a little bit, or rough or whatever. The moment someone misinterprets what you said, that's it. We're seeing that done. We see it with Gina Carano. You're seeing it in sports. You're seeing it everywhere. You know, you have sports athletes that mentions one comment and it completely turns around. Like you had a soccer player who just said, you know, in his tweet, he's Hispanic, and he was "Gracias, negrito," right? But in Spanish, it's not the same thing as it's not
the
slandering.
same word.
It's not slandering. It's actually a way of endearment, right? And he got suspended 2 games and had to pay a fine because of it. It's just sometimes in a workplace, being in a position of power, you have to care about who's working underneath you, especially today. You have to walk on eggshells, and I'm telling you from experience. You know, I would love sometimes to go in and people that are pissing me off, and you know, fuck you, I'm out type thing, right?
How are you so stupid? You know what I mean?
I know,
I feel you.
but you can't. You have to keep your calm. You have to, you know, pat on the back and things like that. It's and Hollywood is a whole different type of business. You know, how many directors out there have been abusive? I think they all have at one point.
I agree.
If you go and measure it, at one point, somebody must have lost their shit at an actor and made them cry, or tell them, you know, you're worthless, you know, or you look like shit, makeup, you know, even saying that, you know, could be taken as abusive, right? Or, oh, you don't look too good today. Makeup, please come here. Oh my God, he said I don't look good. That's it. Psychological damage. That's it. You can't do that anymore. It's become such a sensitive world now, unfortunately, that everything there's truth, I guess so. But will we ever know what the real truth is? No. Only 2 people know it: the people that suffered it and the person that did it. And we can only stand here and speculate and point fingers and create hashtags for like the guillotine, you know, and it's sad. It's sad that it's come to this. That's all I got.
Okay. Let's see here. There's absolutely going to be some truth to this, but there's a few things we have to look at. First off, while he had support from actors who were on set with him, nobody came out and said they witnessed it. Nobody said that they had that issue. Yeah. Will somebody? Maybe not. We don't know. We've seen actors lose it. Tom Cruise just did it on a movie. Christian Bale has done it on a movie. This happens. This is Hollywood. People get, especially directors, and let's take the situation. Not going to say it's right or wrong. Whatever he said, might have said, maybe did, maybe didn't do. Justice League was shot. It was shot. It was done. It was in the can, ready to be finished on the editing and thrown in the theaters. They cut Zack Snyder out and bring Joss Whedon in and say, you have, I think it was like 7 months to shoot that movie. I can't remember. I have to go back and look, but I think it was like 7 months they gave him to reshoot basically the whole movie. Special effects, everything. He's under a lot of stress. He's put under the gun. Now, is that a reason to go off the handle? Not necessarily. I still go back to the fact that if this is true, then Ray Fisher's going about the wrong way to prove it. He has been the single problem in finding out if something happened, because he won't talk to Warner Brothers. He wouldn't talk to independent investigators. He's his own worst enemy right now. Was it so bad that you can't trust anybody? Warner Brothers brought in a very reputable outside investigative company that has dealt with this stuff. In fact, from what I've heard, they were the ones that dug through Harvey Weinstein's problems and found more and more. And when you think of that, that's who you talk to. Say, listen, this is what I did. And they'll start digging, but they got to have a starting point. You are the starting point. You're the one that sounded the whistle. And yes, you have Sarah Michelle Gellar. You have Charisma Carpenter. You have these two saying it was like that on Buffy. Maybe. I don't know. Probably Buffy. That's fine and dandy. But you have to give them the starting point, and he hasn't done that yet. So he's kind of his own worst enemy. If it's true, you have to help them prove it, and he hasn't done that yet. So I mean, yes, is there truth to it? Absolutely, probably more than likely, but he's not helping his case. I think that's the biggest problem I've had. He's just not helping his case. 3 minutes. Let's talk about this together, guys. I mean, is that not something that you guys think is an issue? I don't think it means he's lying.
I'm going to take a page out of Nzo book. I really don't care about this topic. I'm not saying to be a smart ass.
Oh, I understand.
I got it.
Something that I really don't care about. If they're being mistreated, it's not right, but I don't care.
Yeah, it goes with responsibility, right?
Mhm.
And great power comes great responsibility. If you want me to quote that,
Mhm.
but that's basically it. You have to treat people with respect. You have to treat people like you would like to be treated, and it comes down to that. No matter how heated you are or whatever, you just have to cool off and remember those lines.
And this is going to sound real crazy, but I'm a firm believer in this. When you take on a certain profession, it's up to you to do your due diligence and research and know all the stuff that's good about it and all the stuff that's bad about it. So you go in there, you've been in this arena for a while and trying to be all naive and like got on blinders and stuff. You got to realize, and I said this in another stream, there are unwritten rules. And if you think these unwritten rules don't apply, then you're fooling yourself. If you think they don't exist, then you are fooling yourself.
And also,
me and Nzo, just one quick number.
Yeah, go ahead,
We have been victims of unwritten rules all our lives. So
Facts.
I'm like, okay, sorry. I'm sorry you feeling what I felt for 50 years, but okay.
I'm with you on that, Danny, too, because at the end of the day,
Get
it's
tougher
like,
skin.
yeah, exactly. And with the business that I was doing, being like, into telemarketing most of my life, you have to have a thick skin. You know what I mean? And sometimes you're going to get those directors that are be like, oh, you're shit, you're this. And you just have to say, well, fuck you then. That's what I would say.
And that's the thing. I mean,
I would do my job and make sure that the check is in the bank. The check is in the bank. Peace, deuces at the end of the shoot. I'm out of here.
Absolutely. 100%.
yeah, I think that the biggest problem with any of this is that, what's funny is Ray Fisher, I liked his part. I think he did a good job. I guess he doesn't care about the role enough to fight for it, because if he was really doing that, again, he's his own worst enemy in this. Dude, speak up, go and tell them.
But not only that,
I want to say one quick thing. He know that Cyborg says booyah. He says that. So why are you acting like you got to stick up your butt when they tell you to say it in the movie? That makes no sense to me.
right?
Or me. You're absolutely correct on that one.
Exactly. Gaiskar, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, like, if something's going wrong and you have all those people that are around, because obviously people are seeing the mistreatment, if there is, right? There's other people. They're just as to blame for remaining silent if something really wrong is going on.
Yeah, and like I said, he got support from Gal and from Jason Momoa, but they didn't come out and say we saw it. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, if there is something there, he has people who are coming out and saying yes, he's this way or whatever. Now's the time to pull that investigator aside, or go to Warner Brothers now if they've totally written it off, and say to them, I know we've burnt the bridge, whatever, but you still need to check this out. I'll help you. I mean, doing something like that in the long run is going to give him more credibility. Right. If he even goes back and says, I just want him held accountable. But like you said, with the things that he's talked about, perhaps it isn't as bad as he thinks it is. So
I agree.
Yeah, so. All right, let's see what our next topic is, although no sound again. Let's see here. I'll check it out while we're doing this. What are your thoughts on the new Mortal Kombat trailer, which is
both my questions.
so new?
Not anymore.
No, but the newish. The newish.
The newish.
So, yeah. And who would like to go first?
Sure, this is my question. I'll go first.
All right.
Alrighty, let me get the timer up. 3 minutes on the board. Your time starts now.
Here it comes.
Mortal Kombat.
Danny already knows that the trigonometry is coming in right now. That's why he's talking that shit he's talking. But yeah, I'm gonna bring in some trigonometry. Listen, the trailer had shit that I loved to see in it. Man, I'll say this again. When I seen Sub-Zero kick the ground, the ice went up, and he shot fucking Scorpion into him. That is a move that I have used in that game many times. So the fighting is not one of the things that I am going to have an issue with. What I am going to have an issue with is the fact that Cole Young is going to have a major role in this movie. I am sorry, but we've seen Resident Evil. We know how these kind of things turn out when they do that. Look at the Transformers franchise. They dedicate those movies on the humans way too much, ruins the movies, and this is what I think is going to happen with the Mortal Kombat. I think the story is not going to be as good as it could be because they created this new Cole Young. Now, everybody's saying, well, you know what? Cole Young may end up being this, and Cole Young may end up being that. I don't care who he ends up being because the main characters of Mortal Kombat, and most of them anyways, or at least all of them, is Liu Kang. It's Liu Kang. You want to have him as a side character? No problem. But if they're going to use this guy to take away from what Liu Kang has been in the games, then that's going to be an issue with me. You also have Kano, who is working with Sonya, who they called one of Earth's heroes. Absolutely motherfucking not. There is not one game where Kano was a good guy. Now, yes, maybe he's going to turn bad, but they have him fighting in the first tournament as a good guy, and that is not from the games. So again, my problem is, why do you need to change all these things when you have tons of stories that you can use from the game? You have constant stories. Everything that you want is there in the games. There's 11 games. There's no reason to change the shit around like it is now. Yes, Flash, I know he'll probably make the turn, but they call him one of her Earth's heroes. And in the first one, he seems to be fighting along the good guys, which is a no-no to me. I'm sorry. But as much as I love Mortal Kombat, people are like, yeah, I play Mortal Kombat, but I play Mortal Kombat. I finish Mortal Kombat with every character. I read all of their backstories. I read the beginning of their backstories to the end. So this has me worried. That's all.
Okay, we're good. We're good. Austinator says he's upset that Ryu and Chun-Li aren't in it.
Damn it, Austinator! I was going to say that. I'll go next, I guess, if Danny doesn't want to go.
Sure, yeah.
3 minutes. Go right ahead.
Being a person that only played the first Mortal Kombat, I have to say, after piggyback off what Nzo said, right? If the stories are good and the characters are there, why change it? That's one of the things that I hated about Transformers. Why adding all these characters and humans and stuff like that when you have so many Transformers and it could have been so crazy, right? Just like the video games, War for Cybertron. If they would have done that into a movie, that would have been friggin' fire. It goes back to the method. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But people like to add complication, add trigonometry, like Danny would say, right? And make things confused for the hardcore fans and upset them. The effects are fire. They're great. Now, what we see in the previews is what the only thing we're gonna see in the game. See, I'm thinking about the game. In the movie, I don't think so. I think there'll be more, but I would have held back a little bit on the on the fatalities in the previews. I would have shown maybe 1 or 2, right? Just to tease it, but I wouldn't show as much as I did. Has people talking, but is that going to be the hype? Just the fighting? What about the story, right? Because a movie without a good story, you know, the only thing that comes to mind, a good movie without a story is horror movies, right? But yeah, what can you do? I don't have more to say than that because like Nzo, I haven't played all 11 games. I don't know all the characters, but was it Cage that's not in it? Johnny Cage?
That's another thing I skipped. Yeah, Johnny
exactly,
Cage is
right?
not it.
That's who. That's a main character that's been in all of them, right, Nzo? I believe.
Yes.
In all the movies.
Well,
And a major character, right?
He is a major character. He dies after 2, I believe,
Mhm.
but he does die. But he's been a major character in the first 2, and then he's come back. So yeah, he's been a major character.
So just that, you're not putting in a major character. You're bringing in a fictitious character. That pisses me off. And I'm not even a hardcore fan. Like, why? What's the reason? Not enough white people out there to cast. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know? The Asian persuasion, but no, it's all good, man. It's I just don't get it why they would do that.
Flash is saying you can't just copy and paste the game story. No one's saying they have to copy and paste the game story.
No, not at all.
But they don't have to go and create their own characters and then take out Johnny Cage and make Kano good.
Exactly.
Don't do that.
It's like Flash. It's like they're making a Street Fighter movie and they cast you to be somebody that never was part of the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Same that.
I'll damn sure take it. I'm a badass black guy from South Carolina. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
All right. Danny, go ahead. 3 minutes.
Well, I am a Mortal Kombat fan. I'm not as in depth as Anzo is. I play my share of it. I watch just about every one of the story modes because that's what I like to learn little stuff about it. And I'm really not as upset at this point as he is because I don't know what kind of twists, what kind of story code you're going to be. You might be in there and it might be something that clicks. Sometimes things just click. Sometimes unexpected things just click. Sometimes they don't. So right now at this particular point, based on what I've seen with the fighting style and what I do know of the finishing moves and the different fatalities and different stuff in there, I'm pleased at what I've seen. I'm not going to focus on Cole Young. I'm going to focus more on the characters that I like, which is going to be Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Raiden. Those are my 3 favorite in the whole franchise. So what I've seen from 2 of them, I like. Now, someone said on another stream that they could be showing the best clips in the movie, in the trailer. I hope not. I'll be really disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
But based on the time that they had to reshoot or go a different direction and had time to actually do it, and had time to actually go back and watch the failure that Annihilation was, they should have gotten this right. There's plenty of source materials. I think it's 11 plus games, so they have source material. Now I don't know if this new directors or the writers putting their own little mojo into it, their own little twist with this Cole Young character. I don't know. Does it give you pause for concern? Yes. But is it automatically a F because they're putting in somebody new? Not necessarily. So I want to wait until I see the movie, then make a better, more informed decision on whether the movie sucks or not. I'm not really mad or disappointed about Johnny Cage. They may bring him in at a later date. We don't know if this movie is successful. But I'm just thinking that based on the trailer that I've seen, the fight scenes, I think the fight scenes and special effects carry just as much weight as the story. In some aspects, maybe a little bit. Well, I definitely think it's 50-50. I'm not going to give any more weight than that. But if the story totally sucks and the fight scenes are good, then I may still like it but not love it. But if the story is good and the fight scenes are good, then I'm going to love it, and it's going to be in my list of favorite movies. So I'm excited about it. I hope that it won't let us down. And right now, I just don't feel the way that Nzo and Gaiskar do about it's going to be a flop. Or
Oh,
they have
I don't
their
think it's
concerns.
gonna.
Where their
I don't
concerns.
think it's gonna be a flop.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be a flop. I'm basically on the fence about it, right? Because of Annihilation and stuff like that.
I'm not
Those
even
were relatively successful movies, both
right,
of them.
and I'm not even thinking about Annihilation because for the time that's what it was. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking the fact that I've played so many games. Flash was like, maybe they'll bring Johnny Cage in later. Maybe they will, but Johnny Cage is an original. This is what I'm saying. If you're going off of the 1 and 2 games, which is what they said, they're going off of Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 2. There is no way you cannot have Johnny Cage in there.
Or maybe he is in there. They haven't showed him. We don't know.
No, he's not in there.
I don't.
Well, yeah.
He's not on the casting. Right.
So
Could they intentionally leave him off? though? We don't know.
So
Surprise.
here's my thought process on this. I've said it. I understand it's based off of the first 2 games. But part of me wonders, because it is New Line Cinema, if this isn't that, and also, like I've said, a continuation. I don't necessarily believe that, but I guess I could see perhaps with the fact that Kano is I guess a good guy, which again, I'm with Nzo, and this doesn't make any sense at all. I guess that could happen after the fact, maybe. But we see a lot of people who died in the first 2 movies that shouldn't be in this movie, then a lot of things. So I'm really confused on what they're trying to do, because if they were trying to go for that first and second game, then I'm with Nzo. You have to have Johnny Cage. If you're doing a continuation, okay, Johnny Cage, spoiler, dies in the second movie. So it would make some sense then. But what they're showing us, I think it looks good. And we know with the way, like what they did with Sonic isn't like a direct representation of the game, but it's true to what the game was. And it did fairly well. Well, I think the same possibility could happen with this, is that perhaps as long as it stays true to the game, it'll be okay. Now, I know a lot of people talking about Cole Young is just a woke Johnny Cage, or this and that. There's a lot of things in this. I'm going to reserve judgment until I see the movie. If I see him, and we said this again, he does the splits and does a proc punch, or if he does, any of the other signature moves of Johnny Cage, then okay, I'll say, all right. Obviously, they just took Johnny Cage, changed his name, and made him think. But I'm not going to go as far as to believe things like what LDG says when he says, "Oh, he's in a cage." It means he's Johnny Cage. I'm like, well, he's an MMA fighter. Where else is he supposed to be? I mean, so I'm not going to go that far. But I do question the reason to bring in a brand new, entirely not even attached to the first 2 games. I mean, I guess I'd be more acceptable of a new character if you could prove maybe he was a secret unlockable character. Like, what was it? Reptile was that the second game?
Reptile was the first one. I think the second one was Smoke. Okay,
yeah. And you had to go through absurd things to get to those things. So you may not know that they existed. I mean, now you would, but so if it was like that, okay, maybe, but it's not that. We know it's not that. So yeah, I have an issue with the new character. I'm really questioning why, but I'll go see it. So 3 minutes. Let's.
Me too, and I'm not saying that the movie is going to be trash because of it. I'm just saying I have questions about it, and that's one of my concerns. Maybe the movie will be fucking amazing, and I'll be able to overlook the Cole Young situation. But right now, at this moment, I just have questions to be like, meh, I don't know about that one, man. I really don't know.
I mean, would we be having this conversation? Well, not would we be. I think the conversation would be a hell of a lot worse if they had made it a female character. Like Charlotte Young,
That's
like
a good
brand
question.
new, not even ever in it, because then that is directly a woke thing.
Absolutely.
Hey, Dandelion Fluff, how you doing? Ali, good to see you. Guys in the chat, thank you very much, all of you. I appreciate you being here.
You're absolutely right. If they did that, then that would be SJW woke stuff, and that would not go well at all.
Mm-hmm.
So if this is supposed to be like a woke character, then they're going about it differently than anybody has.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that every time they change a character to a different sex or race, that's wokeness?
No,
not every time.
But in this case, I would say it is. Look, here's a strong female, and she's going to kick ass and take names.
Another reason why I would say that too is because you already have Sonya, who's supposed to be a tough female. You know what I mean? And then, and
then, oh no, Sonya's not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna put a character in there that's better than Sonya.
Well,
that's how
let
I
me
think.
Let me use a current example. Queen Latifah is now playing the Equalizer. I don't think that's woke because I watched the first 2 episodes. It's not any kind of girl power stuff. She's just a badass female. She's not saying this or saying that. I don't get that vibe that it's a woke female.
No,
it's only been 2 episodes though.
Yeah, well, there's that, and then here's the other thing that I have said already about this show. Why do we have to do a remake of an old show? She's a badass bitch. Let her be that in her own series. Right. Make it about. I mean, why do we have to go back and redo a series?
I think they're trying to get name recognition.
Nobody that's around anymore, except for people like you and me, ever watched that show when it was out.
I never even watched it,
and that's my point. It's like there is no name recognition behind it. People who are really into it, like my father, are gone, and
Denzel Washington brought recognition.
Yes, that's a little different. That was a movie, and that was a lot grittier, a lot nastier. There was a reason to do it. It was a different side of it we'd never seen, and it was in a movie format. That could be a question for another day. But I mean, I don't mind it so far. I just wish they just would have called it something else and given her own thing. That's kind of what I was hoping for. All right,
not a fan of it.
Yeah. 3 questions. This is the 3rd question, and I got the music working.
I don't hear it.
I don't hear either.
I don't hear it.
Oh yeah, because I didn't share the audio. God. If one company owns several properties or franchises and they decide to fire a popular character unjustly, is it fair or even sensible to stop watching anything that company produces?
Ooh, that question is fire.
It is it not? Oh, geez. I wish I knew who did that, because if I did, I'd tell them how fire it was.
I actually think it's kind of a weak question, because it's something that's been played out over and over again on all our streams. So.
Yeah.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh, you see how you're going there? Okay, all right. If one company owns several properties or franchises and they decide to fire a popular character unjustly, is it fair or even sensible to stop watching anything that company produces? Who would like to go first?
I'll go, I guess.
Okay. 3 minutes. Go ahead.
I don't know what the numbers were, but already there was a backlash on people canceling their Disney Plus after the Carano incident. Significant that there was a little bit of panic, but you know what? They're gonna make up those numbers fast. They just released Stars, which has boosted their repertoire and what's available to watch now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like ready to watch all the Alien movies again. I haven't watched them in years. And frick, man. So it's to each their own, right? If that's the way they will feel that they can have a voice is by canceling their subscriptions, are they necessarily going to stop watching the shows? No. They're probably going to find other ways of going about it, but just don't want to, dish out the money every month to them. I find it's truly it does nothing. Their pockets are so deep that that's just pocket change to them. It would take something globally almost to hurt them, right? And like you said, they have so many different divisions that make money off of it. So what they might lose on one end, they might make up on the other. So it balances out. What's sad is what happened to her. Absolutely, I'm not condoning that. It was wrong the way they went about it. There's two sides of a story. Again, going back to one of those topics about abuse, right? It's something that's been going on for a long time, and people are just, watching out for their own careers, and some of them are not stepping out of the light to, defend her, right? So it's sad, but to each their own. If that's the way you think that will make you feel better and sleep better at night, if you're taking her whole personal issues to heart by doing that, then be it. But then again, at the end of the day, she's an actress. We all have jobs to do. If she gets fired and she wants to go out pointing fingers as well about how she was mistreated, I'm sure that, it's tweets, right? And if she was mistreated because of that and there was another type of abuse going on and nobody was complaining, it's because they're getting paid and they're cashing in that paycheck and they're keeping their heads down. Is it right? No. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to money, unfortunately, and people are just watching their own backs. Sad but true.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Who would like to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay. Here you go.
Like I've said many times, I really couldn't care less again because I'm not canceling my subscription because of an actor or an actress got fired. How many times, well, not how many times, but nowadays movies aren't depending on actors and actresses like they used to. Back in the day, Arnold Schwarzenegger was like, oh my God, yeah, he was main villain. Now it's more the movie than the actor anymore. So I'm all into watching my shows. If the actor has done some shit, maybe I won't like that actor. I'll be like, oh, that guy's an asshole or this and that. But if I enjoy the show, I'm going to still enjoy the show. I'm not going to stop what I enjoy doing because I disagree with someone getting fired. I'm just not going to do that. You know what I mean? I like my entertainment. I like Marvel. I like Disney. I like Star Wars. Like I said before, there's nothing that's going to get me to stop watching Star Wars. There's just nothing. I have watched a lot of Star Wars. The sequel trilogies to me are absolutely trash, but when the next one comes out, I will be there first day. When the one after that comes out, I will be there first day, whether I like the first one that comes out or not, because I like Star Wars. And when I go into a Star Wars movie, I go in hoping that the Star Wars movie is going to be good. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh man, I know this movie is going to be trash. I don't do that. I go in there, I'm like, yes, Star Wars. Okay. Let's hope this one is good, man. Let's hope this one is good. And then if I come out there disappointed, then I come out there disappointed, but it's not going to stop me. So an actress getting fired from a series is not going to stop me. I like Terrence Howard as Rhodey. They changed him. You think that was going to stop me from watching any more of the Marvel movies? Absolutely not, regardless of what they did, because I liked him. I liked the movies, and I did like him as Rhodey, and I still think he would have done a better job as Rhodey than Don Cheadle did. Even though I think Don Cheadle's a little bit of a better actor, I just think Terrence Howard was perfect for that role. The back and forth that he had with Robert Downey Jr. in the first one, I liked it. So at the end of the day, I'm going to continue to watch what I like to watch. She got fired. She's an actress. She makes millions of dollars. She will be fine. She will be absolutely fine. She will move on to something else. And if she doesn't, 2 or 3 years from now, everybody will forget what she did. Even if she had come on the air and apologized, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't understand, blah, 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 she would have been fine as well. She just stood her ground, which is, I recommend her for that. You stand your ground. Absolutely. You don't conform to what they want you to do. So because she stood her ground, they fired her. And that's basically the gist of it. But at the end of the day, I'm going to keep watching my services regardless.
Indeed. Danny, 3 minutes. Go ahead.
I definitely think it's crazy to totally start watching a company or anything that produces several different shows to start watching all of them because one of the shows piss you off or something they did on one show piss you off. To me, that's crazy. Because in essence, if you stop paying your subscription to Disney Plus and you a so-called Marvel fan, then you are really kind of punishing them for nothing because you can't watch, you won't be able to watch the shows unless you find other means. I ain't gonna call no names or anything, but you find other ways to watch it. Then you're gonna hurt a franchise that you claim to love. So it's sad that she lost her job because of that, but I think she's gonna be all right. I think she's gonna bounce back. I think that more people than she realized, or than we all realize, are supporting her, and I think that somebody else in Hollywood would give her a chance. It kind of goes back to what I said on one of my other streams about unwritten rules. You gotta be careful. You gotta learn those unwritten rules. Usually they come about whenever people want to get rid of you or something ain't fair, or you're uneducated, or in some cases a minority. That's the group of people it usually targets and affects. So, like I said, I've been a victim of that before. It's not a good flavor in your mouth. It leaves a very nasty taste in your mouth, but you still gotta keep it on. I'm not gonna stop watching Disney Plus. Now, if you want to really hurt Disney, then I guess don't watch The Mandalorian, the show that she was on, or don't go to Disney and don't go to the theme parks that they built for the Star Wars franchise. That'll hurt them, but just totally stop Disney Plus when you know you got Marvel coming up and all these shows coming up. The lineup of stuff, that's just crazy to me, in my opinion. Again, my heart goes out to Miss Gina. I'm sorry this happened to her, but I guarantee you, what doesn't kill you will make you stronger. I think she'll be stronger on this. Stronger, learn her lessons. Probably learn that just because you can say something or can do something doesn't mean that you must or have to do something. You gotta be smart about stuff and pick your battles. My dad taught me a long time ago. So, not saying it's right, but sometimes in life you got to look at the big picture. And a lot of times you can't do a knee-jerk reaction. Knee-jerk reactions get you in trouble. Sometimes you got to think out the long game, think out the long process, and then think 2 or 3 steps ahead.
Well said, Danny. Well said.
Definitely. I mean, taken out of context, all that stuff, yes. Freedom of speech, but not freedom from accountability. All this stuff being said in the chat, yes, I understand. To those, and then Deej, what you say, I understand that, but here's the fact of the matter. Let's do the math here for those people who are calling for this. Cancel it. Don't support Disney. If you watch ABC for your nightly news, you're gonna have to stop watching your favorite nightly news. You love Aliens, you're gonna have to stop watching Aliens. If you love amusement parks in Florida, they have like 8 in Florida. They need to cut out Disney. The people who say that, I'm sorry. Do you realize that I go and I buy celery and both kinds of celery that are sold at my store have stickers with Mickey Mouse on it? Because they're running some promo or whatever. That means Disney's making money off of it somehow. Do the math. There is nothing you will ever be able to do that will cut Disney out so much that it hurts them. There's nothing.
I agree.
That's like saying that. I mean, that's like saying go to space without NASA's help. Everybody will say, oh, well, SpaceX and this and that, Blue Horizon or whatever it is that Richard Branson's doing. But the government, NASA has been giving them money to help their research because it's going to help them in the long run. It You have to understand. Think of it like tentacles. There are millions of Disney tentacles across the entertainment, the food, the industry of the world. That your ability to cut Disney's ability to make money off of things out completely is next to nil unless you just shut the power off at your house and stop driving everywhere. Don't go to work, because I guarantee you somehow, some way, your work has something going on with them. It's that astronomical idea to stop. Well, I'm not going to. I like Mel Gibson, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop watching, Universal Pictures because they cut him out of all the movies that he might have been in because he's a jackass. Well, he's a jackass. I know he is, but I don't care. But if you're not going to show him, if you're not going to make a movie with him, it's not going to stop me from watching movies that you make because, okay, I understand, whatever. I really don't get the reverse cancel culture, I guess is what I'll call it. It's like the answer to cancel culture is cancel culture. It's like, come on, people, that cancels it out. A double negative cancels out. So I don't know. 3 minutes. Let's talk about this.
That's exactly what I was saying. Like, people are sitting there saying,
I know.
Cancel this and cancel that. Isn't that the same fucking thing as cancel culture? What you guys are trying to fight? It's the exact same thing. So it just doesn't make no sense to me, man. I'm like, listen, you do what you like. You do what you like. These actors and actresses will be fine, man. They will be fine.
Yeah. It's like the people out there who say, that murderers are horrible people and yet staunchly support the death penalty. Well, that's murdering somebody. I mean, yes, maybe they deserve it. I'm not going to get into that topic, but it's the same thing. It's like you are answering your problems with the same problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that fixes the issue. Is there a fix for this? I don't think so. I think it is. I think we saw a very close, one of a kind instance when Solo: A Star Wars Story came out. Enough people didn't go see that, and it hurt Disney enough that they noticed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because of that,
honestly, monetarily, it didn't hurt them. It didn't hurt them, but it made them notice. That's what you're looking for here, is how do we make them notice?
Absolutely.
You're not going to get enough people to cancel Disney Plus. And like Gaiskar said, Stars just came out. Or Star. I'm sorry, Star.
Mm-hmm.
But that is, it's crazy. I mean, I understand your passion, but here's the thing. The only way to get her back, and again, we're assuming she wants to come back.
Mm-hmm.
By the things she's saying, I don't think she'd come back even if they offered her the job back.
I agree.
There's so many sides to this story. What?
I said it depends. If the management's different and somebody else is in charge, there's a possibility, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is more an issue with. I think this was a Kathleen Kennedy and her. This is all. I think Kathleen Kennedy's 90% of the time the problem because Favreau. Yeah, Favreau didn't like this. Filoni didn't like this. I know that. That's why I still say we gotta see what happens because there could be a higher power involved in this that says no, she's coming back. But again, I don't think Kathleen Kennedy's going anywhere, so that may not make a difference because I don't think she wants to be there. Kathleen Kennedy's still there, and I don't think you're gonna get rid of Kathleen Kennedy anytime soon. So, but yeah. That's about the way it goes with this. You can try to cancel everything, but again, people, I'm saying when it comes to Disney, especially, there are certain companies out there like Walmart. I hate Walmart with a passion. If I don't have to go into a Walmart, I won't. But you know what? I go to my family reunion every year. Well, not every year, but when I go, it's in a small little town. It's a college town. But at 12 at night, there's only one store in this town that's open, and it's the Super Center. And if I need to get something, I have to go to Walmart. there are towns throughout this country, and I'm not sure about Canada, but I'm pretty sure small towns in Canada might be the same way as it is down here. Walmarts have bought out just about everybody and just moved in, and that's where you have to go. Do I like it? Nope, but that's how it is. So even though I don't want to go, I still have to go. So, I mean, it's the same thing with Disney. You may not like it, but shut everything down you have. Don't go anywhere. Because somewhere, somehow, some way, you're probably going to end up supporting Disney.
Absolutely.
So.
Also when you hear like people say, "Oh, she did so much for foundations and stuff like this." Yeah, it's great, but you have to notice one thing and know it. It's a tax cut for them to do that. Give their money to these foundations, and so there's muted, Nzo. You're muted.
Lucas. Muted. Nzo.
Yeah, I know. I'm in the other chat room.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And
you see,
yeah.
I mean, George Lucas, the $4 billion he got for Star Wars, he donated. Bill Gates, he'll go from number one in the world as the richest person, and the year he becomes number one, the first thing he normally does is donates half his wealth, and he drops down to like number 10, and then he goes back up because he knows how to play the game. So
exactly. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not like saying, but it's like he's helping, but don't think, oh, he's so kind. There's a reason why he's doing that. Hell, if I was a millionaire, I'd probably do the same thing, right? To avoid those taxes.
That's what you're told by your financial advisors.
Exactly.
So, all right, guys, with that said, we're going to wrap this up. Guys, thank you for being here. As always, thank you to everybody in the chat. Appreciate it.
Always.
Great show. What was that?
I said always great to be here, bro.
Oh, yeah, no problem. So let's go down the board one more time, and let's talk about everybody who's here. Danny, go ahead and tell everybody about yourself one more time.
I'm Danny, aka Comic Chat. 1/4 of the team here you see on the screen on the panel. Got several shows throughout the week. Just pick one, man. Pick them all if you want to, and just follow us, man. We definitely need, and would like to have your support, your subs. I just recently crossed 1,300. My next goal is 1,400. I'm going to take them 100 at a time till I get to where I need to be. So I can only do that with your help. So please subscribe to the fellas in the panel, and thanks again.
Absolutely.
Indeed. Up next, Nzo. Tell everybody about yourself, where you can be found.
What up, guys? Once again, I always appreciate you guys coming in and checking out our streams. Glad to be in this community with Chris, Danny, Gaiskar, everybody else that we chill with, and you guys are great, man. Can't say it enough. But other than that, you guys know the channel, Biggaford Entertainment, Rule of 3, Chaos List, Chaos Conversation, Rule of 3 with a side of Tabasco. I got to get used to saying that. I really do. Mm-hmm. But OOC is coming up next. So, guys, if you want to just switch over there, we're going to start that up in a minute after we get off of here. Once again, great stream, Chris.
Thank you. And last but not least, Gaiskar. Gaiskar, tell everybody about yourself.
Everything he said. On my channel, you can catch gaming clips, and my stuff is going to be coming up soon. So yeah, I'm working on it now. We're down. I'm not on the down stretch. It's just the graphics and stuff like that. I got to get down to it, and then be fire. I'm looking forward to it. So subscribe so you get that notification. And Chris, Danny, Nzo, thank you for taking me in. I appreciate it.
Not an issue.
No problem, bro.
We're a great family here. I love the dynamic. I love this. And I look forward to next month when we start doing all this stuff over on Chaos Central. Guys, I know I've said this before. We've let you in on a few things, but we've got even more coming your way. We've got some more ideas coming your way. And we're really trying to build this brand. We're going to be working on the website coming up here pretty soon. We're going to be retooling it. As you can see, the backgrounds we're all using right now, we want to thank LDG for brightening these up and making it look the way it is. You've seen the new thumbnails. That's LDG doing that. We're working on our intros, trying to up them, step up our game, and all of that stuff, guys. Telling you, stick around, spread the word. Chaos Central's here, and we've got lots of stuff coming your way. With that said, guys, thank you, everybody. And as Nzo always says,
Peace.
Peace. Oh, you messed that one up, bro.